Hey y'all, it's Tracy with Mama's Comfort Cooking, and today we're going to do some sauteed collard greens and cabbage mix. Let's get started, okay? Here we go. In this Dutch cast iron, I have melted 1 stick of butter, and I'm adding bacon grease, my leftover bacon grease. Okay. To that, I'm going to add onions. My next step is to add my onions. So I'm going to add me some onions in here and let them get going. Get these onions going. I'm breaking them up. This is a little different process. So I'm going to add those in first. And I'm going to cook my collards. I'm cooking them first. And then I'm putting the cabbage in last. So this is the first steps that I am doing. I'm adding the onions. I've got 1 stick of Land O'Lakes butter in here. To that, I added a little bacon fat that I had left, some bacon grease. Okay. I'm just going to let the flavors come up out of there. Next, I'm going to add a little onions. To the onions, I'm going to add a little salt. And I'm going to add some pepper. Let that be to your liking. Just a little salt. That's it. Because the Land O'Lakes butter, it has salt in it. Now, I'm not going to let these onions get completely done at all. I'm just barely giving them a good simmer because I'm going to add these collard greens in, and this is going to cook a little bit on high as they saute and they marry. I'm going to put a top on them, and I'm not going to take that top off, okay? It's very important that you understand that we need all the steam that we can get from this. So, let's get this going. We're going to add the collards. Now, look, I've already washed these collards. I chopped these collards up. You cut your collards up. You cut them the way you want to. I cut mine up off the stem. So, this is how they're going to be. I'm going to put this lid on top of my greens. Now, I'm going to start off with just a little bit of seasoning. Okay? I created my seasonings that work for me. Okay? So, I'm adding them in there. Combinations of no salts, Mrs. Dash, everything but salt, onion powder, garlic powder. It's a combination. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip this around just a little bit. I'm going to put the top on it. I'm going to get it started. This is all we have to do to get it started. When I come back, we're going to add the cabbage. Okay? So we're going to the next step. The collards have been sauteing with the butter, onions, and the bacon fat for about 5 minutes on high. On high. Now we're going to add cabbage. This is what they're looking like. Okay? Now we're going to add cabbage. Remember, cabbage makes its own water. So you're going to have to add this cabbage in a little at a time. Get it in there and get it going because they sweat down. So just put your lid on it a few minutes and hold on to it. I'm going to add the remainder of my seasoning. Add a little more cabbage. I think I can get all of these in there. And then I'm going to put the lid on it because it produces its own water. So we're going to let them sweat real quick. So when we come back, the next thing will be the outcome of how they turned out. This will not take that long. Once you cut them up, chop them up, clean your collard greens, chop up your cabbage, that takes every bit of a good 10 minutes to do. Then the other 15 minutes. So this will be done in less than 25 to 30 minutes. And it's going to be delicious. And you can do more than one thing with this. So let's just wait and see what the outcome is going to be. All right, y'all. 15 minutes later, here's our outcome. The eye is still on and they're still going. But they're done. The cabbage, it created its own water. You're going to have some goldenness because remember we did this with butter. And so butter did change the color on them. But nevertheless, the deliciousness that's going on inside of here is amazing. So let me lift this and get you closer into that pot so you can see the outcome of the sauteed collard cabbage. Took less than 30 minutes all together. Got a little bite to it, but it's not too bad, especially for those who are used to overcooking their vegetables. They're tender. I'm going to turn them off because they're still going, as you can see. So I'm going to reach over here and turn them off. I'm going to put my top on and let them continue to keep doing what they're doing. So thank you all for watching Mama's Comfort Cooking. Get in that kitchen and get out of that kitchen. I love y'all. Yes, I do.